YouTube. Thanks for tuning in again. This is another segment on the coilover conversion for the 2006 987 generation Cayman S. The car needed new shocks, so we decided to put a set of ST coilovers on it, and fronts are done. And now I'm onto the rears. And this video is actually going to be just about removing the trim in the trunk, because I looked everywhere for some information on how to remove all this stuff, and it was kind of difficult to find. And it's definitely not easy to remove all this stuff. It has to come out in a certain order. There's hidden screws and clips and everything everywhere. So I wanted to do a video dedicated just to what it takes to remove the trim to get to the bolts that hold the upper strut mount, upper shock mounts on both sides. You have to remove this trim to get to those. So. And then the other thing is that the trim that goes on the upper shock mounts is also the trim that holds the speaker. So if you're replacing or wanting to upgrade the speakers on your 987 Cayman, this should also explain roughly how to get to those that trim to be able to pull it out and put new speakers in. So. All right. So the first thing we have to do is remove the carpeting that goes over the engine access panel, the top panel. So. You can see there's supposed to be hooks. I just put this in temporarily. There's hooks that go on those corners there for the net, to hold stuff down. So that's why those aren't visible. But anyway, so I'm going to pry this up and out. It basically pops in. So you pry it from the front and then kind of pull it towards the front of the car. Next up is this metal trim here. And so this popped up a little bit, but basically there's clips that hold it in place here. And it's held in pretty securely, so you have to kind of tug pretty hard on one end of it, and then just pop it up as you go down. It's definitely, there's no screws. It's all just these clips. So now here's the panel that hides the shock bolts right here. And the problem is that there are screws. There's a screw on a tab back here that goes into the body, and it goes underneath this panel right here. So this panel has to be removed first. All right, so before we can remove that big panel that goes right here, we have to come up here and we pop this trim off. Okay. It has these clips here. Okay, so next thing that needs to be removed is this bar that goes across here. So this is a T40 star bit. This thing is held on with clips. It's a little nerve-wracking to remove, but you just kind of work your way down. You can see all these clips. This is the bulb that normally plugs into this wire right here. So this goes in here. This just pops out. So you just leverage it out with a plastic pry tool and take the bulb out, and then that way you can feed the wire through this hole here. Right here, it's a T20. I have this screwdriver, but you can use a little, T20 star bit and a ratchet or whatever. Okay, so there's 3 more screws. There's one right here, and right here. And these are all the T20. So this piece right here does not have to come out, but I like to have it loose so that it can move around a little bit to make this easier to pull out. So now the tricky part about this one, it's held on with a couple of those metal clips. Yeah, this is a total pain because it all goes together in a certain way. So these are the 2 tabs. And there's also a tab back here that you really don't want to break. This thing can come out, which is the trim for the shock tower. So basically down here, there's a clip that clips in here. And then there's also 2 clips up here. There's another screw that's right down in here, which I already removed. So make sure you remove the screw for the tab that's on the back of this thing. This is out. I'm going to leave it. I don't need to remove the speaker, so I'm going to leave this here. But you can see that there are tabs here, a screw here, and then there's two more clips right here and here. Those clips go right here onto this piece.